Hello!
Hey!
Here! Yay, all hail the orb.
Oh, we are on time! Late by 2 minutes.
2 minutes, well,
I can't believe it, Lee. We've last 2 weeks we've been having some trouble with their connections, all
Yeah.
sorts. It looks like we're all set to go, guys. We're all set to go. All hail the orb, guys. All hail the orb. I hope
Excellent.
everyone's had a good week so far. Welcome
Mhm.
to the Snowflake Show, guys. Season 3, Episode 5. I am your co-host, Reganelite, alongside...
I'm Lee Corn.
He is Lee
Again.
Corn. And over the next hour, guys, we're going to go through the latest news, and some funny stories too. Unfortunately, we don't really have a good, warm-hearted story for you tonight. I did not find one, guys, so I'm very sorry to report.
There's nothing warm-hearted going on in the world. I've got
No,
something
but
that's kind of...
we do have
funny.
a man stuffing some snakes in his pocket. So
Yeah,
don't
spoil it. Don't spoil it. No spoilers.
It's already in the description, so they're already aware. How are you been? Are you all right?
Yeah. So weather's been rubbish. Not been too bad the last couple of days, but how about you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Really appreciate unbelievable support that I've been getting on my YouTube channel.
Really
so
well.
Obviously a lot of you guys here in the chat, obviously you guys have been really helpful, and obviously as I said, I hope a lot of people from there have come over here, because obviously my numbers have gone insanely high, and hopefully you guys are going to subscribe just as much on here as you do on there, guys, because we really would appreciate it.
Shall we see what is in the chat?
Yeah, let's see who is in the chat today.
Who's in the chat? Duke's here. Well, it's been a very productive day. Good evening, Duke. No, I'm not if you've been sarcastic or not, but good evening anyway. Reganelite's here. Whoever he is, don't forget to hit the like button and share across social media. Yes, please. Number 3's here. Hi, people. Hi, and number 3. Ginger's Joss here. Hey, all. Hi, Gingers. Number 3 says Minecraft, Duke. So 91 Leeds says hello, Regan, Lee, and everyone. Hi, 91 Leeds. Cathal OG says evening all. Hi, Cathal. Jaume Moreros, greetings. I Sauron from Mordor. Salute you. Okay.
Where are you going with that?
Yeah.
He's been to Middle Earth lately.
Yeah. Chat Rat says good evening all. Oh, sorry. Hi, Joe. Hi. Greetings. Hi, Chat Rat. Slyly Cat says click the like button. The orb compels you.
The orb does compel you to do so, guys. The orb does compel you.
Compel you. Yes. And Shell says it's so hot the devil decided to go to Florida. Oh yeah. Chalreros says I thought he was there already. So Ginger says I thought he was there already.
Yeah.
We need a sound. Come on, there's a sound bite. Sounds. Come on. I thought he was there. Oh, he was already there.
Evening, Ben.
Right, okay. I was hoping you'd do the drum, the badum.
Oh, you wait for a soundboard.
I can't do it because if I do it, I cut half your face off the screen. Not that one. So let me go back.
Well,
let's pretend we haven't done the last 20 seconds. It's so hot. Joe says it's so hot the devil decided to go to Florida. And Ginger's Giraffe says, no, I thought he was there already. Now you do it. I thought he was there. Ginger says, I thought he was there already. Right, I give up. I really do. Ben Shaw's here. Ben. Evening, everybody. Hi, Ben. Hi, Gingers. Nope, Mordor is right here. Today it was 32 on the coast and the sky looked like a scene from the apocalypse. Oh, wow. Number 3 says, oops. Today it was especially hot and not in a good way. Oh, okay. There's a fires where you are then, Xiao. Duke says, argue with people on the internet.
Very hot in Europe, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Most of Northern Europe, yeah. Really, it's not good.
Duke argued with people on the internet, did the washing up, arguing with people again, hoovering them up in the floor, more arguing, clean my bedroom, and now I'm playing Minecraft. Okay. And number 3 says, I worked in a city farm today. Every Wednesday is volunteer. One way to meet people. That's good. That's nice.
Nice. Awesome.
Yes. Right. And that's it.
Yep, that's the end of the show. Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for coming. See you next week.
No, we're going to be starting in America today, aren't we?
We are. We normally start in the UK, but we're going to go straight to America. So
have
a look at the
we want to talk about, guys.
speak of the devil in Florida. Let's do the intro. That didn't do.
And there's a bit of a jump there.
And
can you hear me all right?
Yep, fine.
Okay, cool. We're all good. All right.
Yeah.
Chat. Let us know if there's any issues whatsoever. Just let us know. We'll keep an eye out. So this one from AP News, guys. The headline is: Special Counsel got a search warrant for Twitter to turn over info on Trump's accounts, the document says. So the Special Counsel.
Sorry, I covered your face. I didn't realise. Apologies.
Oh, okay. Tried to get rid of me that quickly.
Just adjusting your volume. Right.
The Special Counsel Jack Smith's teams obtained a search warrant in January for records related to former President Trump's Twitter account, and a judge levied a $350,000 fine on the company for missing the deadline to comply, according to court documents released today. The new details were included in a ruling from the federal appeal courts in Washington over a legal battle surrounding the warrant that has played out under seal for months. The court rejected Twitter's claim that it should not have been held in contempt or sanctioned. Smith's team repeatedly mentioned Trump's tweets in an indictment unsealed last week that charges the former president with conspiring to subvert the will of the voters and cling on to power after he lost the 2020 election to Democrat Joe Biden. Trump, a Republican, has pleaded not guilty to the charge, including conspiracy to defraud the United States and obstruction of Congress. The certification of Biden's win. He posted on his Truth Social platform on Wednesday that the Justice Department secretly attacked his Twitter account, and he characterized the investigation as an attempt to infringe on his bid to reclaim the White House in 2024. It's unclear what information Smith may have sought from Trump's Twitter account, possibly including data about when and where the posts were written, their engagement, and the identities of other accounts that reposted Trump's content. The search warrant underscores the breadth of the investigation and the length Smith has gone to obtain the evidence to build his case. In a recent signal that Smith's investigation is continuing, former New York City Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik met Monday with investigators with Special Counsel Smith's team. Prosecutors obtained the search warrant on January 17th, directing Twitter to produce the information on Trump's account after a court found probable cause to search the account for evidence of criminal offences, according to the ruling. The government also obtained a non-disclosure agreement that had prohibited Twitter from disclosing the search warrant, the filing said. The court found that disclosing the warrant could risk that Trump could jeopardize the ongoing investigation by giving him an opportunity to destroy evidence, change patterns of behavior, or notifying his allies, the filing had said. Twitter objected to the non-disclosure agreement, saying the 4 days after the compliance deadline that it would not produce any of the account information according to the ruling. The judge wrote that Twitter did not question the validity of the search warrant, but argued that the non-disclosure agreement violated the First Amendment's right to communicate with Trump. Twitter said it had to turn over the records before the judge accessed the legality of the non-disclosure agreement. It would prevent Trump from asserting exclusive privilege to shield communications, making using his Twitter account, the document says. So essentially, this has been going on. This thing about the Twitter and the non-disclosure has been since January, and they've kept this hidden from Trump and his team, and they had to, because the moment he would find out, he would try to destroy the evidence. So once they got the evidence from Twitter, basically that's pretty much when they kind of let it go public, I would say, pretty much.
Yeah. It's interesting because he's in a bit of trouble at the moment because he tweeted, not tweeted on his Truth Social. He's
Truth Social,
yeah, on his social media that I think it was, if you go after me, I'll come after you. Now the one of the prosecutors, I think it was, basically has asked the judge, from what I remember, I'm just trying to remember what he said. Don't say this as gospel, but allegedly he wants the judge to bring him back into court and for him to explain what he's doing, because effectively it's like a threat, so he's intimidating witnesses. Effectively, and potentially could, if he keeps doing it, he could end up in jail. She has the right to put him in jail if she feels that he's been intimidating or trying to influence prosecutors or or witnesses in any way. So yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen like the judge like kind of throw the book at him since he done
No.
that message out there on Truth Social, which is kind of like I was kind of surprised that they haven't said anything, or maybe they have privately said something to Trump's team, but
there might be
privately
something going in the
possibly.
background. Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, they might have said something privately background, like do we really don't want to. Like they might have said to him, like, we really don't want to throw you in jail, but you better tell Trump to keep his mouth shut. Basically, that we'll probably say behind the scenes, like you guys really need to shut him up because like he don't, I don't think he understands the severity of the trouble that he's in.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, I think he's just continuing his normal thing. He's always been the same. You know, everybody thought that when he got into power, he would as president he would calm down on social media, but he just carried on exactly the same way. I don't think he knows how to basically conduct himself in a different way. You know, he's a bully, a narcissist, potential dictator. You know, and all those things. He just doesn't know how to conduct himself in any other manner. So
no, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Do you have a look at what the chat's saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot.
So X Twitter, Elon Musk being stupid again, says number 3. Yeah, and change it to X is ridiculous. Did you see they had a big sign on top of put a big X sign, the logo on top of the building, the Twitter building? And
then the residents complained because it was too light.
Too bright, yeah. But it looked on the top of the building, it looked like something from sort of, I don't know, the Nazi era or the 1930s or something. It just looked ridiculous. It looked, yeah.
It's a weird sort of X. I mean, it's a weird logo.
It is. It's not brilliant, is it?
But yeah, because it's got a thin. It's not just a normal X. It's got like a thin white line in between on one side of it or something.
It's like a kind of a what's it X? It's like a serif font, like a New York Times or newspaper, Telegraph or whatever type. I don't know what you call it. It's a serif font, you know. So playing your trump card in the first round, Tom Nelson says, yes, very good. That definitely deserves a drum.
Evening, Tom. Good to see you, buddy.
That definitely deserves a drum. Playing your trump card in the first round, eh? You're not going to do it. Okay, right now.
Oh, was you waiting for the soundboard?
Yeah, you said to me, you leave the sound bar alone. I'll do it all. You keep missing out. Hi, God. Chatty, right? Everybody. Sorry, I'm sitting near my fan and dreaming of winter, says Zhao. Yeah, well, I mean, if there's any consolation, the weather has been really poor. We had a nice weather. It's supposed to be 25 tomorrow here. I don't know what it's like elsewhere, but it's not been great the last few weeks. We haven't really had a summer, to be honest. There must be a lot of stormy issues.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, Cathal. Jeannie Bottles, evening, folks. Zhao says there must be a lot of stormy issues on that account. Yes. Dumpy has Friday on his mind, says Jeannie. Yeah. Larry Duke, Tom Nelson. Oh, yeah, Tom. Trump always stated he didn't care much anymore for Twitter. Curious to see if he's still holding that position. I think he's contracted to just do True Social now, isn't he? So he's kind of stuck on it.
Yeah, he has an exclusive contract, so he can't actually use X even if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Because of it.
Yeah. Tom Nelson, your
he's essentially
denied. Trumpy was a sweaty, gibbering mess at his recent rally held in a school hall, says Solo the Cat. Zhao says Trump looks like a North Korean caricature of what an American looks like. That's true. Does, yeah. Trump wants having trouble with his ex, says Tom. Yes, very good. That's another drum. No drum. Okay. There we go. I should kind of give you like a tee these up for you. So
you need to give me a hint.
Yeah. This one, judge is doing things by the book, which is currently being loaded in the catapult to be thrown at defendant Trump, says Tom. Yes. Even Donny's Florida judge is getting threats, and she's helping him. He accused Pence of being a Sith, says Simon says 55. Hi, Simon says 55. 91 Leaders put something out. I saw this week as well, is that scientists have found a naturally occurring strain of bacteria which can help stop the transmission of malaria from mosquitoes to humans, which kills 600,000 people every year. This is some good news. Yes, needs to be tested. We need to find out. You're not seeing that. You need to check. He found it, and it basically stopped the malaria bug from transmitting with mosquitoes. And they need to find out whether it's just to make sure it doesn't cause any other issues. You know, But yeah, that could be a game changer, really. Joe says, I feel sorry for Ivanka. She's just dying to get rid of the orange troll. Yes, yeah.
She just wants the money at this point.
Yeah, number 3 says, plus YouTube still has Twitter in its share list. Oh, yes, Twitter, yeah. I don't think people are ever going to call it X, are they? It's always going to be Twitter. It's ridiculous.
It's weird. It's weird. I mean, I have like highlighted on my page like X or brackets Twitter or something like that. And the logo actually looks like has changed. They've changed the logo to X actually when it appears on the abouts list now instead of just Twitter. They actually have done that on YouTube.
Right, okay. Because on Twitter it still had like the little birders for a tweet and stuff like that. So I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, no offensive comparing Trump with a troll. Yeah, so that's very comparing don't insult the trolls by comparing them to Trump. That's just wrong on the trolls, guys.
Little dolls in the film,
yeah. Don't insult the trolls. Yeah.
It looks like he's got his hair, but he's just kind of combed it down like troll hair, but combed it over to one side. His hair, yeah.
Witch hunt, guys. Witch hunt.
Yeah. Right, should we go on to the next one then? Oh, hang on.
Yeah, this one. Do you want to read this one? Because you
No, not really. No, not really.
No. Oh, okay. Then I'll read this one. Yeah. So, guys, obviously this has been the last few days, so I don't have too much info. So hopefully you guys in the chat can educate us a bit more better on this. So, Northern Ireland police are under further pressure as they investigate a second data breach. So the police are investigating the theft of stolen documents and a laptop hours after a critical incident was declared over a huge breach relating to 10,000 officers and staff. The police service of Northern Ireland is investigating a second data breach, this time related to stolen documents and a laptop. Documents, including a spreadsheet containing the names of more than 207 officers and staff, are believed to have been taken from a private vehicle on the 6th of July. The police issued laptop and radio are also thought to have been stolen in the theft at Noontown Abbey near Belfast. The investigation comes as Police Service of Northern Ireland, the PSNI, is already under pressure over a significant data breach relating to all of its officers and staff, around 10,000 people. The PSNI declared a critical incident as the released information, including the surnames, initials, the ranks, or grades, as well as the work locations and departments of all PSNI staff, but did not involve the officers and civilians' private addresses. The force apologised after it inadvertently published the information in relation to the Freedom of Information request on Tuesday. Alliance Party leader Naomi Long said it was concerned that a member of staff who she understands to be a relatively junior had access to sensitive data, adding the seriousness of this cannot be underestimated. The data is hugely sensitive in Northern Ireland, where police officers are still sporadically targeted by dissent groups in the bomb and gun attacks, despite the 1998 peace still largely ending 3 decades of sectarian violence. The PCSI said Chief Constable Barry Sign is cutting his family's holiday short to deal with the crisis and expected to answer questions from politicians about breaches. The Assistant Chief Constable Chris Todd said after the FOI breach, as a service, we are acutely aware of the seriousness of this breach and have declared it to be a critical incident. We fully understand the real concerns being felt by our colleagues and their families, and we're working very hard to do everything we can to mitigate the risk. We are working with our security partners and organisations to investigate this incident. He said the force have updated personal security advice to all officers and staff and set up an emergency threat assessment group to look at the welfare concerns of our people. This is bad. This is really, really bad. I mean, obviously it's bad when there is one security breach, but we're talking about 2 here. We're talking about one where they hacked into it. Is that right?
Yeah, it seems that no, I don't. Well, I think the first one was somebody accidentally uploaded it onto a website. I don't know what website it was.
At request of the Freedom of Information by mistake or something.
Yeah.
And then the other one was basically a junior officer or employee basically left it lying around it, or it got stolen.
It got stolen from a car. Was it from a car or from a?
Yeah, it got stolen from a car, I believe. From
theft. Yeah.
From
private vehicle on 6th of July. So
relatively junior had access to the sensitive data. Just double check. It's definitely was it. Yeah, I just don't understand how such information of such sensitivity could just be could be. Yeah, the police issued laptop and radio are thought to have been stolen in the theft.
Yeah.
yeah, so they were stolen
Newton
basically.
Abbey. Yeah,
like
it's really dangerous because the police force in Great Britain is very different. The police situation is very different. In Northern Ireland, traditionally there was Chatty probably knows more about this, but in Northern Ireland they traditionally were Protestant, tend to be Unionist. When it was the RUC before the Good Friday Agreement, and then they've really sort of tried to make moves to incorporate more Catholics into the police force to make it more
diverse,
more representative of the population, I suppose is the best way to put it. And but even so, they even I suppose if you're a Catholic working in the police force, there are certain elements of the Republican side or nationalists who will see you as the enemy, working for the enemy, in some respects. So you then it just doesn't become a target. So it's not great. Police stations in Northern Ireland, from what I understand, are very different from police stations over here, but more like army barracks. Whether that's still the case, I don't know, but that's what it used to be like.
My assumption is probably they kept them that way just because for a security point of view.
I mean, probably, yeah.
I would have thought so. But this definitely undermines trust as well. Puts the, as you said, obviously, because of the troubles, obviously, of course, from the past. And this puts, this just puts police officers, all of them, at risk. It does say there, obviously, a civilian, private civilians' addresses, like those who've been convicted and whatnot, or been taken information, has not been published. But obviously, we don't know that 100%. But obviously, it's still extremely serious situation.
Just
Chatty
look
Rat
at.
says.
Go on, sorry.
I was just going to say what Chatty Rat says, because to paraphrase Oscar Wilde, to have a data breach is unfortunate. To have two is careless. The FOI breach was on account of a basic error. Losing a laptop and a radio from a car was careless.
Yeah. Number 3 says a spreadsheet, a daft idea, unless it was a database report of some kind. What you find is that, I mean, if you go back to during COVID, the test and trace, remember there was the issue with a spreadsheet where a lot of records were missed off, test results were missed. And that was because they were using spreadsheets for doing things, and an old version of Excel format spreadsheet. And I'll be honest with you, just in general and you can talk about blue chip companies, government departments, all sorts. My experience with dealing with some of these is that some of these companies, some of these organisations, let's say, and I'm not going to name any, can be pretty slack when it comes to data protection and securing the data, and this kind of stuff doesn't surprise me. It's one of these things, and it's like you can't make it 100% secure, any system. It's like a bank. You can put stuff in the safe, but somebody can always break into it. Somebody will find a way to break into it if they really want to. And so there is always a risk of this kind of information being out, but there's things that you can do to try and secure that information. But it's a horrible situation, to be honest. I read it and it made my stomach turn when I heard it last night, when I saw it in the news last night. I'll be honest. But yeah,
I just think that like as you pointed out, obviously that there are carelessness, and unfortunately that, like, for me, this should be an absolute, like, especially a state, when it involves a state, when it involves the government, when it involves information as highly and as sensitivity as this, like are they keeping up with the times? Are they keeping up with the firewalls and all the everything that they need to protect themselves? I mean, the fact that and why, like, this extremely sensitive information, like, obviously it's not the first time that juniors or whatever have taken sensitive information from A to B in governments. We know it's happened, or polices or whatever. It happens. We know that. Like, and 9 times out of 10, nothing happens. Like, because people don't know. But when it does happen, it just makes the entire government or police force behind it look like complete and absolute fools for thinking, why did you put it in the hands of someone like that? Why didn't you keep it in the hands of someone a bit more like why was it left in the car? Like, you stopping to go and get, I don't know, going to have lunch or dinner or whatever, or picking up fast food or whatever, just take it from A to B wherever it is so that we know it's secure, you know.
So Alistair's here. Alistair Kerr, hi Alistair. David Gerardo's here. Hi David. I meant no offence comparing
Blase,
Trump with the
Conservator,
trolls.
good to see you.
Hi
Darren Star.
Darren. Hi Roisin.
Roseanne as well.
Yeah. Do you know what we said before? Darren the Star. Horribly dangerous situation for the PSNI. It is, yeah. Yeah. I can't. Oh yeah, okay.
Jatty Rats made a good point. Some Catholics keep their membership of the PSNI from their family and friends. I don't blame them.
This would be the case. I mean, they can't go home. They can't just sort of finish work and just drive home in the uniform or whatever. They literally have to go back to the station, get changed into civvies, and kind of sneak out, without anybody knowing that they're actually so people don't follow them home and things like that. It's pretty horrendous, really, situation, but.
Number 3 says, I briefly worked in Europol and I was concerned about the poor IT security there.
Yeah. Someone says, must be MI6. They want to retake Republic of Ireland when the EU falls apart. Yeah. Right. Roy Sheen says there should be procedures where this isn't possible. Yes, there probably are, and somebody didn't follow those procedures. Number 3 says, agreed, duplication of data via spreadsheets is dodgy. Yeah, you'll be surprised. Republican dissident groups are pretty small with not much support, and they don't really have much ideology anymore either. They're criminal gangs involved in drugs, etc. Says Roy Sheen. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's probably true. But there was just the journalist who was shot at a riot. Remember that a couple of years back. So there are dangerous people out there. Whether they got ideology, but I mean an opportunity to get the police. Especially if you're a gangster, regardless of whether you got ideology or not, that if you're a gangster, then taking out police would be surely a target anyway. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that they've probably got a target on you if you're a police officer.
Number 3 saying the basic problem: government and science do not mix well in this country. Tom Nielsen says, wasn't it Left Wing who made a blunder like this, leaving a USB stick on a train? Yep, there was that. Chatty Rat says, basic procedure in Irish civil service when releasing a spreadsheet electronically is to print to hard copy and then scan to a PDF, eliminating the risk of also releasing hidden rows as columns and tabs. It says there.
Yeah, God, yes. Yeah.
Giles says they are now 6 years. They are now 6 years behind the rest of Europe, and I am not kidding.
What's that on? Sorry, Zhao.
I think he should means on Brexit, but maybe means or just in general, maybe on terms of keeping up with Europe's level of security. I don't know, possibly. Joe will say for it.
Duke says, did they take lessons on data security from Theresa May?
Probably not.
It's not the Republicans. Sorry, hang on a sec. Well, that does suddenly jumped up then a second. Darren the Star says, it's not Republicans who are worried about some of the loyalist splinter groups are pretty damn violent. Yeah. Would they target the PSNI though? I don't know.
Ben Shaw says, why is data being carried around like it's 1923? Well, like sometimes sending it in an email, whatever, can still be risky. But there's also that does happen. It does happen that it's still transferred from laptops or USBs from one place to another. That does happen, but normally it's like, the people, they keep it literally on them, and the most top level people will take it straight from A to B and won't stop in between. And that's clearly not what happened here. Yeah,
I mean, there is chat right. There is another way you can export Excel spreadsheets to CSV, which just becomes a raw flat text file. Or if you do that, it will keep. It doesn't necessarily. You don't lose all your. You keep all the data that you've hidden or whatever. If you've done a filter, it'll come out of the filter, but it will. All hidden columns will reappear. Darren Star says a lot of terrorist groups have turned out into flat-out gangster mobs who make their money from crime rather than ideology. Derek Gerardo says, "Hey, Liam Regan, did you know a friend who lived with me in UK got an email from UK government saying they will extend, pre-settled status 2 more years. I think it's a tramp to deport EU to Rwanda."
A trap to deport to
a
EU
trap,
to
or maybe a trap.
Rwanda.
Well, I think the thing is, under the pre-settled status, I think you can have it for 5 years before you can then claim settled status. You have to be living in the UK for 5 years. So it's 3 years now since the pre-settled status came in. So I don't know what's happening with that.
I'm not aware of what's happened with that
I haven't
either,
seen
I'm
anything
afraid.
about that. Yeah.
But yeah, but many of my old EU friends I've not been in contact with lately. So I should try and get in touch with them to know what's happened with their status.
My wife's got settled status, so it's different on that. Right, Theresa May, just pointing out, Theresa May was the one who lost the documents on paedophile MPs. Oh, right, yeah, data security. John Morales says, leak on ever since the UK was cut from European security net and procedures that are very similar all over Europe. Closed systems of accessing stages and competent people running them. Jeannie Bolt says, please, stupidity, I have no comment. Okay, should we move on? Because we've covered that quite a lot.
Yeah, so we're going from one hacking to another
one. Yeah, because this is another issue.
Yeah, so I won't cover too much of it, but you guys get the gist of it. So hacked UK voter data could be used to target disinformation, warns experts. So data from the Electoral Commission breach would allow road actors to create AI-generated messages in an effort to manipulate elections. Data access in the Electoral Commission hack could help state-backed actors target voters with AI-generated disinformation, experts have warned. The UK election watchdog revealed on Tuesday that a hostile cyber attack has been able to access the name addresses of all voters registered between 2014 and 2022. It said the integrity of the UK largest paper-based electoral system was not at risk, but experts said the data could still be used by rogue actors if deployed alongside powerful new artificial intelligence tools. Michael Vale, the Associate Professor at the Digital Rights at the University College London, said the electoral register data could be combined with other leaks dataset to help target disinformation. Vettel cited the example of voter suppression scandal in Canada in 2011, when automatic phone calls impersonating election officials were made to voters, telling them falsely that their polling stations had been moved. A former campaign worker for Canada's Conservative Party was sentenced to 9 months in jail for his role in the incident, which involved the misuse of a party's database. Leaked electoral recording data can result in serious electrical threats, said Val. He added that generated AI, the catch-all term for tool that can produce convincing text, images, and fake voices for human props, and now increase the potential for misuse of such information. Yeah, AI is going to be playing a role in this next general election, and that's pretty scary, Lee.
Yeah.
They're going to put a celebrity. They're going to do a celebrity, and then that celebrity's going to have to come out on Twitter or whatever to say, like, that's not me. Do not approve of this, or it's fake or whatever. Yeah. And if the celebrity doesn't actually know or realize it, people are going to believe that person.
Yeah. Well, we saw it with recently with the money saving expert. I've forgotten his name off the top of my head.
Martin Lewis.
Yeah, Martin Lewis. He was the victim of somebody used an AI of him in an advert on Facebook that are pushing false, probably some sort of scam, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it with the last election, with the referendum, I should say, not the last election, referendum, with not necessarily with AI, but using data sets to target individuals with a very highly targeted advertising to convince them to vote one particular way. That's probably going to be another thing that's coming out on like you say, in the next election upcoming next year, hopefully.
Tom says, I mistrust AI. Duke Vengeance says, my brain is trying to do complicated Minecraft stuff and this is just not happening. I'm too tired. Conservative says, 10 years ago, all of our data would have been encrypted automatically at the office and insurance company. So you were working at an insurance company. Yeah, you would think so.
I imagine the data probably is encrypted at the system end. It's when it's transferred about from place to place. That's when you get these issues.
91 Lee says, did Robert Jenrick leave a ministerial briefcase unattended on a train last week? Did he? I wasn't aware of that.
Last week, God. Yeah.
Oh if you can, Leeds, send a link
I
on
remember.
Discord if you're on there.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember.
not aware of that.
I remember in before in the run up to the Gulf War, I think it was the second Gulf War. Somebody left a laptop on a train with the plans for the invasion of Iraq.
Jesus.
And he basically said, "Look, if you," and it was, I don't know, it was stolen. That was it. It was stolen from a train. And he said, "Look, if you've got it, we don't want to know who you are, or we just want the laptop back." And somebody kind of walked into a police station, I think, with a bike, like in full bikie uniform, or helmet, covered face, and everything. Handed it in and just walked out. And he just like, right, okay, we just wanted that laptop back. They didn't want it getting on the hands of anybody else.
Yeah.
And so that's how I remember anyway. We're going back like 20 years now, so that's quite a long time ago. But yeah, this stuff goes on all the time, especially laptops, because it's so easy to just pick up, off a desk. Somebody's walking past a coffee table or whatever. You leave it in the car, on show inside a car. That's quite an obvious one as well, isn't it? So, Blob Generic says Duke. Catholo G says printing and scanning is great practice. Doing it otherwise, there should be 4 checks on the sensitive data, and a third check required in this case.
But austerity. We had austerity. So we can't have that many bodies checking it now, can we?
Yeah.
Shall we move on, Lee?
Yes, let's move on. Right, this one. Do you want me to do this one?
Yeah, you had this one, Lee.
Yeah, so England to deny COVID and flu jabs to under 65 despite fears for NHS this winter. So government accepts advice from the JCVI, which asks only at-risk groups and those aged 65 or over should be offered vaccines. Millions of people under the age of 65 in England were denied flu and COVID jabs this winter despite one of the government's top public health officials warning that coronavirus has not gone away. Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunisation, the JCVI, which advises the UK government, said on Tuesday its plans for COVID was to offer jabs only to those at high risk of serious disease who are most likely to benefit from vaccination. COVID boosters will be offered to residents in care homes for older adults, those aged 6 months to 64 in clinical risk groups, frontline health and social care workers, people aged 12 to 64 who are carers or household contacts of people with immunosuppression, and all adults aged 65 and over. The Department of Health and Social Care said it had accepted the advice from England. The government said in May that people in England under 65 would not be offered flu jabs this winter. It means about 12 million people aged 50 to 64 are no longer eligible for either free flu or COVID-19 vaccines. Last year, everyone over 50 was offered both. The COVID jab is not available privately in the UK, so those ineligible this year will be unable to buy the jab themselves. So this is the issue. Like, for example, I'm over 50 now, so last year I was able to get the flu and the COVID jab. But now I can't. I can buy the flu jab, but I can't get. Nobody's going to be able to get the COVID jab unless you're giving it free. So you either get it or you're stuffed. My concern with this is that, like, for example, I went to a meeting last week, a group thing in a pub, last Tuesday, and the following day, I think I mentioned it on the chat, but the following day, someone posted a message in the group that who was there that they did tested for COVID the following day. So I had to basically keep testing myself all week just to make sure I haven't got it, because my dad's 85. I go and visit him. And the other issue really is that the immunosuppression on this is waning from people who've had jabs. So you could have a double whammy of flu and COVID hitting this winter. Professor Wei Shin Lim, the chair of COVID-19 immunisation on the JCVI, said the autumn booster programme will continue to focus on those at greatest risk of getting seriously ill. These persons will benefit the most from a booster vaccination. It's important that everyone who's eligible takes up a booster this autumn, helping to prevent them from hospitalisations and deaths arising from the virus over the winter months. Dr. Mary Ramsey, the Director of Public Health Programmes at the UK Health Security Agency, said COVID-19 virus has not gone away and we expect to see it circulating more widely over the winter months, with the number of people getting ill increasing. The booster is being offered to those at high risk of severe illness and will be taking up the booster vaccine this autumn. You'll increase your protection ahead of winter when respiratory viruses are typically at their peak. Last winter was one of the most challenging on record for the NHS in England. It's expected to face a surge of demand in the coming months, with officials anticipating a large number of people needing help for respiratory illnesses, including flu and COVID. Steve Barclay.
I was just going to say, this NHS is probably going to, I don't know if it's going to cope. Well, of course it's not going to cope, but is it going to break this winter?
Yeah. So he did basically just confirming what we just said, and that they'll let people know when they're ready, when they're able to get the jab, the jabs. Yeah, I mean, considering someone said there, who was it? So just said, is this a number of faces as a cost-saving exercise? If it's short-sighted, if so, he's right. Yeah,
it's all about saving costs, profit. Yeah. The private companies who have their hands very much knee deep in the NHS now. It's all about how can we get money out of these lot, you know.
But then, if they could, if you look at it another way, these private companies are also funding are also selling the vaccine. So some of these will probably want to get as many as possible, but they're obviously not going to chuck loads of money at it like they previously have. Kendra's here. So good evening, Snowflakes. Hi, Kendra. Ken Services here.
Hi, Kendra.
Yeah, world leading vaccine rollout well in the EU still, says Zhao. The variant known is EG5 or Eris, and this 91 leads. Is related to an Omicron subvariant called XBB.192, and is growing in prevalence globally, with countries including the UK, China, and US among those affected. However, the WHO suggested the variant does not pose a particular threat. Based on the available evidence, the public health risk posed by EG5 is evaluated as low at the global level. She also says expect more closed borders for the UK in Europe. Maybe if this thing goes. It depends how virulent it is. I don't know.
Like the death, even if there's a rise in death counts, yeah, hypothetically, Sunak's not going to go there.
No, the UK won't block, but the EU might block us from going into the EU. That's what might happen.
That's a very distinct possibility.
Individual countries could do that, yeah. One Angry Pagan's here. Hi, One Angry Pagan.
Hi, Pagan.
Socialist in the chat. Sorry, I'm late watching Torchwood. Torchwood hasn't been on. Are you watching old ones? In which case, there's no excuse. Sounds thrilling, says Ben. Yes. No more close border. We need to join together. Rejoin the EU, says David. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do for sure.
Right. Okay. Shall we move on? What we got on? Oh yeah.
Did we have? Did you have like something funny, or are we doing it after this one?
After this one, yeah.
Okay.
We've just got this last one to do.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, press the wrong button again. I need
wrong
to move
button.
that button.
Okay, so we've got a little bit less negative, guys. So a bit more of an interesting one, shall we say? Here, this one, Lee's found from CNN Business. So Threads users counts fall to a new lows, highlighting retention challenges. So I'm someone who uses Threads, so I'm just going to read a little bit and then I'll give my thoughts on Threads because I've used it for about a month maybe or so now since I've had it. So Threads, Meta's Twitter rival, is struggling to regain users roughly a month after its highly publicized launch, according to Fresh Industries estimates showing that the app engagement has fallen to new lows. The market research firms SimilarWeb and Senior Tower highlights the challenges facing Meta as it seeks to exploit the open created by the chaos surrounding Twitter's management. Threads' daily active user is down 82% from launch as of the 31st of July, according to Sensor Tower, with just 8 million users accessing the app each day. That is the lowest it has been since the day after the app released, when daily active users peaked roughly 44 million, Senior Tower said. People are also opening the app less frequently and spending less time there, Senior Tower added. On its launch day, Thread users opened the app with an average of 14 times and spent an average of 90 minutes scrolling through it, the company reported. By the end of the month, however, these figures had fallen sharply. As of August the 1st, Thread's daily average time spent fell to just 2.9 minutes a day, and people spend only 2.6 sessions per day using the app, said Abu Youssef, a senior insight analyst at Sensor Tower. So I'm not going to read any more of it, so I'm just going to straight off the bat tell you guys, if you have Threads and you want to follow me on Threads for some crazy reason, you can do at Reganelite. I'm just going to do that nifty little plug there. So I'm literally going to open it up now. So the thing is, it was very easy for me to link it to my Instagram to kind of just to set it up. So it's very easy for me to go on there. But the thing is that when I've tried to use, so basically thought, okay, because of my Instagram page, I do lots of quotes and all that kind of stuff. And what I did is I've like, okay, I'm going to try and post one, like one every day, and kind of see how it goes, sort of thing. Like you can do like on Twitter and X, you can hit a like, you know, you can like sort of thing, and you can comment. And then there's the repost option. But the thing is, I don't think enough people are kind of like, I'm just seeing someone on here now that I kind of know, like, it just doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel as it doesn't feel as appealing to me as Twitter is. And it's probably because Twitter/X is just so much more, there's so much more activity on there. As opposed to Threads, and maybe it's because I'm not following hundreds of people as well. That might be another reason. I think maybe if I was following a lot more people on Threads, maybe I would have be a bit more used to it. But I'm not finding it like somewhere where I want to go and like do a lot of following and stuff. It just feels like a smaller version of Twitter. It does feel like Twitter X. It does feel like that because you can like and repost someone's thread, because it is the exact same concept of it, but it's just not. It just feels like a small base version of Twitter, and it hasn't. And people, why would they want to use it when? Okay, people say there's problems with X Twitter, but people still use it because it's easy to access your followers and all that kind of jazz. What do you make of it, Lee?
Well, I installed it because I basically came off Twitter when they announced that they would allow.
You ain't following me. I'm very ashamed of you.
Well, this is the thing, right? So I thought I came off Twitter when he said that Donald Trump was allowed. Elon Musk took over and said Donald Trump was allowed back on. He obviously didn't come back on, but I kind of I just uninstalled it, so I wasn't getting notifications. I just found myself like I was fine. I thought this is better than not actually looking at Twitter all the time. It's just like, so I wasn't really that bothered. When the thread came out, I thought, well, maybe this could like replace Twitter and I can use that instead. I installed it. I set my account up. I think linked to a few accounts. I don't know, and I haven't even. I think I looked at it the other day when I read this yesterday when I read this article. But that's it. I just haven't got any interest in it. One of the things is it is slightly different than Twitter in that there's no hashtags in there. They don't allow them. And apparently that's to do with their view is that it's hashtags makes it more tribal, so you get like people just looking at stuff that they're interested in, or that that it becomes very kind of like them versus us is what they're saying. It becomes very what's the word I'm looking for? I can't. It's very combative.
If you're following certain hashtags, or if you're looking for a certain hashtag, you can follow that hashtag, can't you?
Yeah, and they're all kind of linked.
It'll pop up on your feed.
Yeah,
whereas
so
when I do
similar.
YouTube videos or whatever, for those who are on X as well as I do, you'll notice that I always use the hashtag news or politics. Yeah. So that's because it goes into that feed.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at. I found another site that had a graph of the number of users on installs of threads, and it's basically growing by about 1 million a day, 1.5 million a day. But it's sort of shot straight up, and then it's just kind of steadily just growing at like 1 or 2 million a day. And it's just still doing that. So people are installing it, but like I say, not many people are using it. I think once you realise that it's not quite as good as Twitter in terms of the experience, effectively it looks the same. Most of the stuff's the same, but when you've not got those plus not everybody's on it. Not all the famous people are on it. A lot of people did used to use.
But what's quite clever actually is especially if you got Instagram. So if you're following someone on Instagram and that person hasn't got Threads yet, when they join Threads, you automatically follow them.
Yeah. It's effectively it's effective like a Twitter version of Instagram. It's kind of all linked. They're linked together, aren't they? So, if you've got an account on one and you install it on the other, you're going to get the similar kind of feed. I would have thought, or similar kind of links. One of the things that I did notice, I went on there today and I was looking for stuff to put on the show on Twitter. This is not on Threads. Man, I was shocked at some of the stuff that was pornographic, and I wasn't even looking for porn. I just put trending today and it was like, whoa. So there's obviously not. It's not being looked at properly. It's not being
No staff.
admin properly. Moderated properly. Yeah, it's because they cut it bare bones the stuff, haven't they? So yeah, yeah. What are people saying in the
Conservator
chat?
says Blue Sky should be a good alternative, but it's a winner takes all game. I haven't used Blue Sky yet. I should try that one actually.
Yeah, I mean, you say this, but Instagram's got way more users than Twitter has, and more active users.
Instagram is a
and
huge
Facebook
success.
is. I think the thing with Twitter is that it's just that simplicity of it, and the fact that somebody famous can tweet something, you can reply, and somebody else, other famous person, can like and reply to your tweet. I think I had Martina Navratilova liked one of my things and put a comment on it, on a reply, one of my replies to someone else, and it's like, whoa, Martina Navratilova liked my tweet. It's like, but yeah, so there is that sort of thing where you can interact with famous people, but if it's not moderated properly, then it's just the sort. And apparently, this is one of the issues that Elon Musk has got, is that he's got people, the advertisers are leaving because the stuff's appearing next to pornography and far right material. So
Tom with the greatest line there, losing the thread.
Yes, I like how you do it on your jokes, not on mine. Or when I read
No.
what on you.
No threads here, I think, says Jal. Banned.
Okay. Simon says, I knew the world was insane the day now Vina tweets Wiener became a sentence. Okay. Tom Nelson says, wonder how long it'll take Musk to make a hash of tags. You're not gonna do it? No. Okay. Well, thank you. Finally.
I'm trying to keep up.
Joel says, I'm still studying my Discord, but I will wait for my vacation. But Twitter, nah, no. Ginger says,
I'm not saying that, Conservator.
Ginger said, well, it would be like changing. Well, yes. Ginger says, I've been on X in months. I'm not on Threads, Facebook, Instagram, or any others. Maybe you should move from X. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, you've been banned, haven't you, Duke? Never mind. You're not missing out on much, to be honest. Too much contact online makes me itch, says Xiao. Yeah.
Yeah, there's actual studies that if you actually spend less time on social media, it's actually good for your mental health.
I felt better not having Twitter, I'll be honest. Since I stopped using it, I felt better. Yeah.
No, I do still use X. But obviously, if you guys see on my abouts, I have lots of other social medias, but I don't really so much scroll on Tribal or Mastodon. It's just a case of just posting on there nowadays, as opposed to actually searching on there for stuff.
Ben Shores says, "What porn was it?" I'll show you later. I'll find out and I'll send you some links later.
Anyone on Tooth Social? I've heard of Truth Social, Solari. I don't know about Tooth Social. Is that where the Tooth Fairies live?
It's a dentist one. That one, yeah.
There you go. There's a social media proper thing. Kendra says, reopen all the pubs and meet in person.
Yeah, I did that. I nearly got COVID though. That's the only problem.
Yeah, that's a
fit.
There you go, Kendra. That's for you for the comment of the day.
Yeah, I that was the first time I've been in a pub to meet people in probably like since before COVID, apart from like my family, and I nearly got COVID. So one of those things. But what can you do? Right. God, it's 55 already.
I know we've got a lot to run through.
Right,
so we might go a bit.
Did you want to cover the Diane Abbott thing, or do you just want to kind of skip that one?
We'll just quickly show it, guys. So for those who aren't aware, we'll just quickly show it. So Diane Abbott tweeted this, and with the tweet, these migrants have indeed effed off to the bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
She has since then deleted the tweet.
I think it's a poor choice, but sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, we haven't heard anything officially from Labour. That might have changed while we were live, but
it's a poor choice. Poor choice. Well, I mean, it's obviously a dig at 30p Lee with his the F off back to France comment the other day. But I mean, we're talking about people who died here, so it's pretty horrendous.
Yeah, so I think we're all in agreement. Stupid comment. Diane Abbott needs to apologise, and yeah, she's already like lost her credibility for past things, but this is just disgusting in my opinion. But
should we do a funny video now then? It's only a very short video.
Let's move on, guys.
Right. Okay. So this is right. Let's just bring this up. There we go. Right. Watch this.
Okay.
By the way, it's got itself swinging. The question is it real or is it somebody in a suit?
No, I think
that's real. You wouldn't want to get in the way of that bear, especially if you're on the swing. You'd be like my swing.
I love how it keeps coming to the swing in the backyard and doing this.
I like these. It's just kind of I like the way it's sussed out that if it pulls on the other swing, it can get itself going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Oh, look at that! Look, pulls on the swing. There you go, swinging, just chilling in the swing.
Comment from Zhao. Go on, read it, Lee.
Oh, right. Zhao says, and he's going at it bareback.
Oh, the next one.
Come on, don't no. Oh, the next one. Sorry, that was a funny one. Just the bare necessities. Playing with bears.
The bare necessities. You know that
song.
Right,
okay.
You know that song, right?
The bare necessities. Yeah. I'm not going to sing the song.
I was just thinking, like, did you not pop? Right. Was I the only one who thought that was really good? Okay.
I think we had that same joke last week on the bear in the China Zoo. So
we were debating whether it was real or fake, and we were still debating after in the Discord server because it was a very important debate, guys.
Yeah. Can you see its ancient relative to wolves and dogs? Yeah, I think it's funny how our animals like to play. You know, it's not they do not so different.
Tom says it reminds me of the bins in the Swiss mountains.
Oh yeah, that was another one last week. The bins in the Swiss mountains. I will just bear with it now, says Zhao. Number 3, talking about dynamic, says it's a kind of sick joke that I might have made, to be honest. Yeah, but you kind of like when he said it afterwards, you go, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Number 3 said, just grin and bear it. Duke says, it's just a cuddly teddy bear. He won't hurt you. Okay, Duke, yes, I'm sure that's the case. I'll let you try that. You go out and try and play with the bear on the swings. I'll just sit on the swing next to you, bear. We'll both swing together. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Be totally fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, our funny story of the day. Oh God, what is it? Well, I have not read this story, guys. I only read the headline.
You picked it.
Not read it. Of course, I didn't read it, guys. We wanted to just go with the flow. Man stuffs 14 snakes in his pocket to try and smuggle them through customs. A man has tried to smuggle 14 live snakes through a Chinese border by stuffing the reptiles in his pocket. He was caught at Fulton Port, an entrance to the border between mainland China and Hong Kong, in Schengen in southeastern China. Agents at the Kung Customs on the Chinese side of the border reportedly noticed the man looking nervous and avoiding eye contact with them. When asked to examine his belongings, he ended up finding 14 snakes wrapped up in cotton socks and stockings. Footage showed the passenger dressed in black clothing and a white cap, nervously checking his pockets while standing at the checkpoint. The clip then cuts to border staff handling the socks with the snakes dropping out. The reptiles were placed inside plastic containers and handed over to the authorities.
Maybe we should just before we carry on, should we watch the video? I should warn you, it's going to have snakes, and maybe we should have told people that some people might not like.
There's no sound, so you can play the clip. I
don't want anybody triggered by snakes if they don't like snakes. Xiao says, "Is that a snake in your pocket? Are you happy to see me?" There we go.
I didn't have the soundboard up there. I'm sorry. I do apologise.
Right, okay. We need to get like Marcus a button the old soundboard. Right, should we watch this video then?
Yeah, let's have a quick look.
I can turn the sound off. Oh, there we go.
There's no sound.
Yeah.
There he is.
Oh my God. Oof.
Wow. How? How? How?
Snakes on a plane, says Gingers. Well done. Why are your pants moving, sir? Says Jow. Oh dear.
Sorry, I just wanted to put that in there for those who don't like snakes.
Yeah. Duke, I bet you don't think the snakes are so cuddly.
Just to read the rest of it, saying 3 of the serpents were ball pythons, also known as royal pythons, which are an African species listed as near threatened on the International Union for Conservators of Nature's Red List. The law requires all animals transported in and out of China first to be quarantined and inspected. It is not yet clear whether the man was charged with anything.
Right, okay.
By the way, that was from 2 days ago, so it could very well be the case that he still may not have been charged.
Yes. So, the Duke, no, Ben said there's a fluffy German Shepherd near me who looks like that bear more than it does most dogs. You got a German Shepherd that looks more like a bear than a dog, right? Okay. I've seen this kind of like this type of dog. I don't know what it's called. It's got a face it's quite a big dog, but it's got a face that looks like a cuddly bear. It does actually look a bit like Bungle that we showed last week. Yeah, Bear versus Snake, says Kendra. There you go. That's a new film. That's never mind Sharknado.
I don't like what Jal says. A brave man keeping that near your junk. What kind of junk are you talking about?
Imagine if he meets an attractive lady and another snake starts wiggling around. Okay, it's getting a bit rude now. I used to have snakes, says Duke. They're not as bad as you'd think. It's just feeding them that can be a pain. Eating mice and stuff like that. Oh, God.
Just put it. You just normally put it in there, don't you? But I suppose when it's if it's live, obviously it's a bit different. I don't know. I mean, some people feed them alive, some people feed them dead, don't they?
Yeah. Pet snakes and pet rats don't go together, says Gingers. That's true.
No, they don't last. They're not very cooperative in together.
Number 3. This is the best one. Trouser snakes. Yes, there you go.
Trouser snakes.
Right. Okay. So, it's time once again for our favourite Guardian columnist. Mr. Adrian Interesting Charles, and he's.
Let's go.
Adrian Charles's interesting article of the week. My adventures at sea have brought me many things, mainly raw nipples and exhaustion. Stumbling across my old paddleboard prompted a flood of memories, mostly of heaving the lumpen thing about. No wonder I abandoned it in my garden. This isn't funny. Hacking away recently at some weeds in the garden, I chanced upon something discarded in undergrowth. My old paddleboard. It took me a while to get to paddleboarding. As a kid, I spent hours on those polystyrene boards, rubbing my nipples red raw. They have been upsettingly sensitive ever since, but let's not go there. That was Adrian Charles's interesting article of the week. Thanks, Adrian, for putting that mental image in our head of your.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Let's give him, I think he deserves another round of applause just for that, guys.
Yeah, and sensitive nipples. Thank you for that. Just what we needed. Okay.
I'm going to take the soundboard off just because I can't see you when I.
Oh right, okay. This is the thing. When I put the soundboard on mine, it cuts you off on it just appears across your face.
I know it does. So we're going to stop with the soundboards, for the moment. So because you've got some other bits to show, haven't you?
Yeah. Kendra says that is someone with friends in high places to have that article published. Yes. Yeah, we're going to go into some classics over the next few weeks. Some of these classic articles, and they are just. So, right. Shall we? Oh yeah, right. So, my usual trawl of the internet to find something interesting has brought up some really interesting stuff this week. Some very funny. So, I hope this is in order. I can't remember whether I put it in the right order, but we'll go with it. So, do you remember the dog that was weeing up again in the urinal in the in the pub in Stockport the other week.
Oh yes, yes, we remember.
Yeah.
You guys remember that dog, yeah, guys.
Yeah. You should stand up in your have a wee in your urinal. By the way, in case anyone's wondering, this is how my dog pees. We didn't teach him to do this. His brothers doesn't do it. I have no clue why he does it. He basically stands on his front legs and sticks its bum in the air and just wheezes upside down, stood on its front legs.
It's entirely possible the dog may have worms and they haven't taken it to the vets.
Well, but usually the dogs rub the bum on the floor when they got worms. I mean, we're talking about having a wee, not standing up. But yeah, that one I just thought it was funny. Next one. Anybody probably can relate to this, especially if you've got kids and it's the summer holidays. And so one uncle mum says, "My kid, no idea. I have no idea where I left the remote 37 seconds ago. Also, my kid, remember that last time when you promised to take me to the playground? Sorry, remember that last year when you promised to take me to the playground, but it rained, so he didn't go because you never let me do anything." Yeah, that's my experience. Similar experience.
The life of a parent.
Yeah, so this was as a product manager. When I die, I want the developers I work with to lower me into a grave. It's my grave so that they can let me down one last time. The developers replied, "At least this requirement is clear."
That is really good, that one.
Yeah,
that is very good, that one.
Yes. Yeah. Anybody, developers as the project managers love a good meeting as well, I've noticed. That's another story. This player got banned from this game. I'm not sure what game it was, because a player-generated report found your in-game comments extremely offensive. Your account's been suspended for a day. And the chat log was, "Macaroni and cheese just isn't that good."
100% agree. 100% agree.
Banned for a day because someone found that entirely offensive.
It was incredibly offensive to say that macaroni and cheese isn't that good. And very offensive, rightly so. Good decision by the...
Yeah. So this next one, I'm just going to preempt them. So this next one's Ryanair, but it's based on BBC News. It says a woman found guilty of smashing windows. Of Norwich Barclays Bank.
Okay.
And Ryanair did this. Yeah. Oh, Rocket League, that game says, yeah, that's right, Duke. Yeah, I recognise it, but I couldn't remember which one it was. Ginger Giraffe says, "My mac and cheese is fabulous." Conservative says, "It's a status thing for dogs. The higher you pee, the more impressive."
Well done, Conservative. Round of applause for Conservative there, guys, in the chat. I'm going to give you a second one just for that one. Very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
And then this one I just thought was funny. Ryanair with the eyes. British public wrong about nearly everything survey shows. Yes, this one I just found it funny because it's
just the headline itself is just so daft. I mean, come on. The Independent says the British public are wrong on everything. I was just I'm not listening to you anymore.
Right.
I'm unsubscribing as of this moment.
Yeah.
That's what someone will say on X. That's it. Unsubscribe right now.
Yeah. Joe says not wrong. Not wrong, that comment. Survey says.
Our survey says, where is it?
Denied. No, the other one.
Wrong one.
Wrong one.
No, wait, do it. Say it again.
Our survey says. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Smooth.
Got
Smooth
it right,
like silk.
guys.
Butter. This one. This is a sort of a lady of a mature age, asking on Facebook, "How do you delete someone off Facebook from school that you do not like?" And someone's replied, "Hi Edith, Facebook Patrol here. To answer your question about deleting someone on Facebook that you do not like, simply click reply beneath my comment. Type the @ sign and then start writing the person's name that you want to delete. Your name should appear, so click it. Well, their name should appear, so click it. Once you've done, their name should come up in blue. Once you've done that, press enter. You will then be given this option whether you want to delete this person for a few days or permanently. Thanks, Edith. Let me know if you have any other questions. Facebook Patrol." Now, obviously, this is someone who's struggling with technology. So, basically, this happened. Oh, hang on, that one. There we go. They typed the person's name, pressed enter, sending them a message, and they replied saying, "Hi Edith, how are the kids?" So she tried to get rid of Dorothy, but now she got the whole feed there of how do you delete someone off Facebook from school that you do not like. So now this person, Dorothy, knows that she doesn't like her from school. There we go. I thought it was funny.
Oh.
And I think
I just feel sorry for the person who put that on there. There is a Facebook patrol. Apparently, Jal, the Facebook patrol. You know,
Facebook
it's like
patrol.
The wallet inspector in the Simpsons episode. You heard of the wallet inspector, right? You give him your wallet, and he inspects your wallet, and then he walks off with it, and that's the wallet inspector.
Hey, you're no wallet inspector.
Yeah, guys. Have you ever heard of wallet inspector? They inspect your wallet, and then they walk away with your wallet, and that's it.
I'm just going to inspect it. There you
go. Confused. Vengeance is confused.
Confused, yes.
Dear.
Tom Nelson, right, you get ready with the drums, right? One I saw.
Okay.
Question, my son has been chewing electrical wires. What shall I do? Answer, ground him until he conducts himself properly. Yes.
That's a good one. That is a good one, Tom.
That is a good one, I like that one.
That is a very good
one. The computer says no, says Joe. 7-year-old cheddar, says Gingers. I'm guessing that's for Kendra's asking about macaroni and cheese. There you go. Farazi after the sex change, says Joe. That one was funny. Oh, let me just bring that one back up. That was funny. Let me find it. There we go.
I have not been inspecting any wallets, mate. I may have checked my girlfriend's one, but that's about it.
Right. Okay.
And giving it back. Not taking anything out of it whatsoever. No, I'm not that freaky. I'm joking. I'm joking. Too late. All the chat knows now.
Yeah. Joe says that is one of the reasons I do not play games online. I was getting banned, I suppose. Yeah. Anybody can report you, and you end up getting banned for nothing. Like saying so macaroni cheese is not very good. Confused vengeance is confused. Ken just says Facebook should be sent to room 101. Yeah. Some people took their gold to be blessed, and it was blessed and gone. Yeah. Gold blessing service. We'll bless your gold for free.
Round of applause for that one. Round of applause. Okay. We are well over.
Oh, we are well over, yeah. Okay.
We are well over. So I think we'll start wrapping things up, guys. So, guys, thank you so much for coming along the Snowflake show. It's been quite a smooth show. Let's cross fingers. It's hope for the best for next week as well, and hopefully we can keep it that way, guys. If you can, before you guys go, we do have a funny video for you as well as and also after the funny video, Lee has something else, doesn't you? You normally have something, don't you?
Just watch to the end. Watch to the end. Don't just click off as soon as we go.
Stay to the end of the vid. Stay to the end of the live stream, guys, for something potentially. Something interesting may or may not happen in those 30 seconds or more in your life. If you can hit the like button, guys, it would greatly appreciate it. It really does help the channel. If you can also share across social media, it also helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you can hit the bell notification icon of when we go live, which is every Wednesday 9 p.m. UK time. Also, guys, I have my own channel, if you guys haven't aware, which is at Reganelite. If you guys want to ever subscribe or check out any of the content there, you guys can check me out there. I'm also live every Monday with the Snowflake's Viewpoint. And we also have a server called the Snowflake server, which the link is in the description down below. And I'm going to pop that link right now just for you guys. Yes, oh no, that is not the link. I will put that in just on my web because for some reason my thing is playing up. No, it's playing up again. All right, you have to bear with me while I fix that. While I put maybe Lee can put the link in while I'm doing all the chatter.
Oh, for the Discord,
I don't know why. For some reason, the link is coming up with much more numbers than that. But yeah, we have in the description, guys. There is the link to the Snowflake server. If you guys want to join us, it's completely free to join. You can download the app and have it on your mobile devices as well. So if you want to join us on there, where we do games nights, movie nights, music nights. And we also have obviously lots of threads and jokes, memes, and all that kind of stuff. It's completely free to join to be a part of our community as well, guys. And also there's the links to my threads, and you can follow Lee on Twitter or X, but he hasn't used it
or
for a
thread,
while as
or
well.
Threads. Lee Corn Official. That's me.
Yeah.
At Lee Corn
There we
Official.
go.
You won't find anything because I've just not done anything with it. You
Yeah.
really want to follow me?
Well, you can click. There's a link in the description, guys, called the Links tree, where you can contact me through all my social medias on there as well, guys. Is that everything, Lee? I think I've covered everything. Have I missed something?
So.
I think I've covered everything, guys. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming along, supporting us as always, whether it's just commenting, liking, whatever it is, guys, or even just viewing. We greatly appreciate it. But before we go, we have one more for the road. Lee, anything else you want to add, buddy?
No. Like I say, stay to the end, and we'll see you in the after show chat if you get along. Or otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Yep, we'll see you guys next week, same time, guys, same time. So let's hope Marcus doesn't start live streaming on top of it, which he almost ended up doing by mistake on Monday night. But he had a technical issue.
Yeah.
On there, before he went live at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Right. Should we do this then? Let's do this.
Let's do it, guys. Let's do it.
Okay. Hang on a sec.
It's a very important. It's a very important video, guys. Especially for those in Scotland.
Yeah.
Right, lads. Before granting you entry to Scotland, you must first answer these simple questions. What is the main language spoken here in Scotland?
What?
What is the main language spoken in Scotland?
English.
Questions are going to get more difficult, boys.
English.
What was chosen as the national flower of Scotland?
Oh, a weed.
Aye. Who has done more for Scottish independence in the last 5 years than anybody else?
Boris Johnson.
Aye. What piercing, high-pitched Scottish music somehow still remains popular to this day?
Travis?
Aye. What is the most celebrated sporting result in Scottish history?
When England lost the Euro 2020 final.
Aye, good times. What is apparently safe enough to store in Scotland, but dangerous enough to protect England?
Trident nuclear warheads.
Aye, safe my arse. The Old Firm Derby is a rivalry in which popular sport?
Boxing.
Aye. Traditionally in sporting events, if a Scottish person wins, they are known as...
British.
Aye, and if they lose...
Scottish.
Go figure. Which beloved fictional character in literature and then film was inspired by the city of Edinburgh?
Oh, the Spud from Trainspotting.
Aye.
Yeah.
What former Scottish leader is accused of spreading disinformation?
Mel Gibson.
Bastard. What monster is Scotland famous for?
Frankie Boyle.
Yeah.
Legend. Which nation invented whiskey?
Not England.
I'll accept that. And finally, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival is the biggest what in the world?
The biggest arts festival.
No, pain in the arse.
We're doing a show. Would you like a flyer?
Yeah,
No, wouldn't I like a flyer? Get out.
It's 9:15 Bristol Square,
Out!
McEwen Hall. If you just want to check
changed
it out.
my mind.
Sure, it's a great.
Hogwash
Like,
is
if you don't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, we're Four Arms and Hog. We're at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival here all month.
And it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, so they're the Fringe if you want to see them. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Right, bye.
Hi.
電話出ないから心配になって。
ちょっと寝込んでて。
これ持ってきたから一緒に食べよう。
今日は。ちょっと待って、今はダメ。
Long, long way. あいつが来てたんだ。
違うの。
避ける組対長い避ける組。
ちいちゃん、どうして俺じゃなくてこいつなんだよ。
それは。
ああ、そうかい。長けりゃいいのかい。ビロービロー。
やめて、グミがかわいそう。
ビローよ。ちいちゃん。
黙っててごめん。実は私もう長くないの。だから長いものを見ると安心できるの。
ちいちゃん。
避ける組対長い避ける組。